وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الأمين. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So today, inshallah, I would like to start session that is very, very important for each and every one of us. That is how to learn any language effectively. This session, it's completely different from my previous sessions with respect to this one. I would like to go through this session with a interactive method. Okay. So let's say language. Language plays very important role in your life, in your personal life, in your professional life, in any way of your life, in every walk of your life. Language plays very vital role. Okay. So Alhamdulillah, I'm talking to those people, those who are multilingual. Alhamdulillah, they know more than one, two, three, many more. Let's say. Okay. So Alhamdulillah, before I give the session to you, I would like to say one thing that's very clear. Alhamdulillah, for the past 18 years, I have been teaching English and Arabic in Islamic way to many students. And I have more than 1,000 hours of teachings under my belt for the respective languages. So I earned this level through scientific approach. And Alhamdulillah, I developed many things over the time. So I would like to share one thing with you in an effective way. So I made a quote with respect to the language, and I want everyone to relate to it. What is that? If you are a native speaker, your journey of language starts with yes. Can I have the answer? If you're a native speaker, your journey of language starts with yes. Anyone? If you're a native speaker, your journey of language starts with what?
Kerembong, mother's womb.
Yes. So start with speaking. If you're a native speaker, your journey of language starts with. All of you agree with me?
Yes, Eri,
Yes. All of you agree with my point?
of course.
Exactly. So here is the challenging thing. Because everyone would like to learn any language, not only the native language, every language with the speaking. Do you think is this the correct approach? Because for any language, there are two types of people. Who are they? One is native speaker, another is second language learner. So how many languages do you know? One language, that's your mother tongue, is the native language. Apart from this language, any language will be second language to you. Now tell me, this is my experience for the past 18 years, and you have to start with this one in such a way. For any language in the world, they can be related to with two type of speakers, two type of people. One, those who are native speakers, and second, those who are second language learners. Are you getting my point? So if the native speaker, if they change the journey from speaking to understanding, they will fail. And those who are second language learner, if they start the journey from the speaking, they would fail. Do you agree? So I request all of my gathering over here. So please respond to me so that I could relate. It's very effective session for you people because you can relate to any language, Alhamdulillah, and you're able to learn any language, especially Arabic language or any language you would like to learn. So do you understand there are two types of people with respect to the language? One is native language, native speakers, and second is second language learners. So what is a native language? My native language is Urdu. Please type your native language. I want this session to be very interactive. Tamil. Good. Okay. Now coming to the point, how many second language do you know? Second language doesn't, but what we learn in the school, one second language, no. But in terms of learning the language, every other language that you learn apart from your native language is second language for you. No matter what, it should be 5 languages, 10 languages, 15 languages, no matter what. But you have all these languages apart from your native language considered to be second language. Is that clear to you? All of you are getting my point? So now, whatever the language that you learn apart from your native language, if you started your journey as an understanding, then you are in a good journey. If someone start this journey with speaking, so it will be quite an effective journey. Do you all of you agree with me?
Of course, inshallah.
The reason behind is at early age, especially the toddlers, they speak without any understanding. That's the reason behind this. If guests come and children sometimes behave differently and they spill the beans and they inform to them what is around the family and they speak to them in any tone, whereas the young people, the adult people, and the elder one, they always behave in a best way. They keep their mouth shut and they use only when it's needed. Why the toddlers are unbreakable and they speak to them without any break? Do you know the reason behind this? Because those who are toddler, they learn the language with speaking. Are you getting my point?
Yes, yes.
So
Very
that's the
well.
reason behind it. If you would like to learn any other language, so please don't start the journey with spoken version. Start the journey with the understanding version. Maybe you find this spoken English, spoken Arabic, spoken. We are so much obsessed with the word spoken. But believe me, in a neuroscientific way, if you would like to learn the language, then as a second language, your journey must starts with understanding, not with speaking. Let me prove my point with you. How many languages do you understand and how many languages you able to speak? Let's count this one. You always find the number of language you understand more than the language you speak. Yes, we have the polyglot people around us. We have the multilingual people. Mashallah, we have the bilinguals. So how many languages do you speak and how many languages do you understand? Maybe not at the same level. Maybe not at the same level. Yes. So we'll start with Dr. Saab. Dr. Saab, how many languages do you speak and how many languages do you understand?
Yeah. We are speaking four languages, but able to understand only three languages. Now we are having English, Tamil, Urdu, and Arabic. Arabic we can speak, but we could not understand. Yeah.
Okay.
Hindi also says same thing. We can speak and understand, but we could not read it.
Let me change your mind in this way, sir. What way? Alhamdulillah, you know Tamil. But if you listen to Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, were you able to understand? I'm not saying that you're able to understand Malayalam, Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, and Kannada in the same level. What do you understand Tamil? Are you getting my point?
Yes, yes, you are perfectly
Which
correct.
yeah, which means that your ability of understanding is more than the ability of speak. All the South Indian languages, if a person knows any of them, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, or Malayalam, you have the phonetics of other language. That's the reason behind it. You have the similarity between the languages. That's called mutual intelligence between the language. That's called lexical similarity. If you know one language, then you're able to understand other language which has the same common words. So now, by this content, you're able to change your number of language you understand. So now tell me, Dr. Saab, how many languages do you understand now?
Yeah. Number of languages, mashallah.
Exactly. So if you understand Tamil, so you're able to understand Telugu. I'm not
Telugu.
saying the same level of Tamil.
Yeah.
Telugu, Kannada,
Malayalam.
Malayalam. Since
Malayalam.
you know English language, you understand kind of German, kind of French, kind of
Yeah.
Spanish.
Yeah.
You understand Hindi, so you're able to understand Marathi,
Right.
kind of Bengali, kind of
Yeah.
Punjabi,
Yeah.
kind of Gujarati,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
If you, but the reason is that why we don't understand because we don't listen.
Yeah.
If you start listening to this one, you're able to understand. But the problem is that we always consider a count of language with speaking. That's the reason behind it. We feel that we don't know much languages. Please don't count your number of languages that you know by the speaking part.
Yeah.
Are you getting my point?
Yes, yes, yes. Mashallah.
Most of the people, especially our parents and the grandparents, maybe they don't know English language when it comes to speaking part, but they understand when they listen to them, when they speak to them. Maybe I will relate very good point to you since I'm into psychology and being into neuroscience. I will relate with point to this to you. Like most of the Tamil families, if they one of the spouses is not from Tamilian background, maybe from North India, maybe from somewhere else, they could understand Tamil. But do you think are they able to speak Tamil? Maybe they have spent decades being into Tamil Nadu, but they're able to speak Tamil, but they would understand. Am I right in my point?
Yes, yes. Alhamdulillah.
Exactly. So now the number of languages you know is always more than the number of language you speak. It's not only with you, Dr. Sab, but every one of us.
Yeah.
If they relate to many things out there, like if I say to you, ni peru emiti, I hope everyone in this session would understand this language, even though they don't know this language or they don't speak this language. Why? Because they relate to this language. The reason behind is the number of language they speak is always less. That's the reason behind it. In some of the interviews and CVs, you may have to ask the people. So you have to decide the level of language you know by speaking, writing, reading, and understanding. There are
Understand.
different levels. But why do we consider? We consider language as a whole. So journey of language starts with understanding. Okay, for both of these people, either you're a second language learner or a native speaker, listening is the key. The more you listen, the more you understand. The more you listen, the more you're able to speak. So listening is the key for both second language learner and native speakers. Why I'm saying like this? If those are blind, they are blind. If those who are any physically challenged, they are alone. But you know what? When they are mute, when they are dumb, they always deaf. They always deaf. Why? Which kind of device we give to the children, those who are unable to hear? Speaking device or hearing device? Which device we give? We
Hearing.
give the hearing device. We don't give the speaking device. Why? Because those who are unable to speak, they can shout. They can cry with loud voice. They have vocals. But the only problem, they're unable to hear. That's the reason behind it. They're unable to pronounce. They're unable to speak. So listening is the key for both native speakers and second language learners. I hope all of you are getting my point.
Definitely.
So listening is the key. The more you listen, the more you speak. The more you listen, the more you understand. So the first point, inshallah, I'll continue this session into the next as well, since it's a kind of different session for you as well. But inshallah, it's really interesting and it's an eye-opening for every one of us. The reason why I chose the topic, because last time Dr. Saab always explained Alhamdulillah in such a good way that he learned English language by himself. So I would like to share my experience as a teaching of many languages, and I understand Alhamdulillah many languages out there. So I think it's my duty and being honest with you people. So explain the beautiful way of learning the language. So in this today's session, I have designed many theories, Alhamdulillah, and will continue this theories, inshallah, into the upcoming session. But I would like to state with one theory before the end of my session is that, so now you got the point. What is the point? The more you listen, the more you understand. The more you listen, the more you speak. Sounds clear? So the first theory of language, planting the seeds of language. Planting the seeds of language. Imagine your brain is like a garden, is a field. And every language is a tree for you. If you would like to plant any seed of your language, then plant it. And soon it will grow into fruitful trees. Okay, I'll ask one thing to you. Ajime mashto ai matasho watashina nisar desu. Which language is this? Ajime matasho ai matasho watashina nisar desu. Yes, which language is this?
Is it Arabic?
Arabic. هذا الذي أتكلم معك باللغة العربية إذا لا تريد أي شيء كان هذا هو مني كلاما أفهمك بشيء.
Yeah.
څنګه خیر ده هذا پشتو.
Arabic.
The language I spoke first, it was Japanese language. Ajime mashto ai matasho watashina nisar desu. Now, tell me which language is this? The same word. Ajime mashto ai matasho watashina nisar desu. Which language is this? Since I told to you earlier, isn't it? Which language is this?
Japanese.
Japanese. Now, rewind yourself for a minute earlier.
Yeah.
If any one of us, we don't know about this language, which means that the seeds of Japanese plant, Japanese language is not planted in your brain. Now, once you hear this one, the process of planting the seeds started. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
If you don't understand, if you don't know any language, which means that you don't have seeds of this language. Like if I say, तुमच्यासाठी मला काय सांगा तुला माहित? How many of you would know this language?
Is it Chinese?
तुमच्यासाठी मला काय सांगा तुला माहित नाही?
Yeah.
दिस इज मराठी.
Yeah.
तुमच्यासाठी मला काय सांगा तुला?
Yeah.
अब नाउ इफ आई आस्क समथिंग टू यू, तुमच्यासाठी मला काय सांगे मला तुला माहित नाही? नाउ टेल मी व्हिच लँग्वेज इज Marathi.
Yeah.
So what is my point here? If you don't know any language, even if you don't know the text of this language, if you don't listen to this language at any point in your life, which means that the seeds of this language are not planted in your brain. Once you start listening to it, the seeds of this language planted in your brain, planted in your garden, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope everyone would understand the session, isn't it?
Alhamdulillah.
I hope it's a really interesting for you. Maybe it will take time to relate many of the things to you.
Moulana know how many languages?
This is the right question Brother Sheikh asked to me. I always change the pattern, the number of language I know and the number of language I speak. But I think that from this session, you were able to change this pattern. Now you don't say that I speak many languages. I speak many, I understand. But you always connect two things. The number of language I speak and the number of language I know. So that you always have more language to understand. So I would say that not all the level are same, but I could say, Alhamdulillah, I'm able to speak 10 languages.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
And able to understand with different levels. My English is different from my Arabic level. My Arabic is different from my Hindi level. My Hindi is different from my Chinese level. My Chinese is different from the Malay level. My Spanish is different from my French level. My French is different from the Spanish level. Not all the same, but I'm in the process of learning and teaching. Since I cracked the code of listening to this one, I listen to many languages. That's the reason behind it. Now, the seeds of my different languages planted in my brain. Something is plant, and someone is tree without fruits, and someone is tree with fruits, and something with fruitful trees, which means that I'm in the process of journeying of language, understanding more and more. So, inshallah, I think time is about to finish. Inshallah, into the next session, we'll continue. But with one condition, if you feel it's interesting session, then we continue. Because I don't want to waste your time.
We will continue, inshallah.
Not now, inshallah, into the next session since the time is finished.
Yeah.
So how many of you, because I don't feel many people interact, that's the reason behind it.
Yeah.
So it's request from my side. I want answer from everyone. Do you feel it's really interesting session?
Of course, of course, of course.
Yes, barakallah feekum. So inshallah, this session would really enhance your skills to learn any language. Believe me, if you follow this technique, that you master any language in the world, no matter what. Inshallah, I continue with you people with a beneficial way to learn any language. And I suggest every one of you to please start your journey with Arabic language.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. So into the next session, I'll continue the more amazing theories of this language so that you feel that language is a piece of cake for you, inshallah.
Yeah.
No more hurdle for the language and always an easy track for you. Barakallah fikum. Jazakallah khair. Ahsanallahu ilaykum. Shukran. And shukran for all of your messages. Barakallah fikum.
Jazakallah Janab Nisar Sahab. Very interesting, and it is a wonderful session really we had now. MashaAllah, learning language is very, very important, particularly we people in Tamil Nadu are struggling hard to learn our mother tongue because we are having only two language formula here. We have been trying for how to three language, and directly we wanted to learn our mother tongue, but there are some struggles and some hurdles. Still, we are fighting legal battles. Inshallah, we will succeed. No doubt that learning language is very important. Even during Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam period, There are people having Habshi language, Rumi language, Farsi language, but Paigambar Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam wanted to have Suryani language, Hebrew. He appointed Haris bin Sayyid Zaid. Yeah, that is the man who is writing the Wahi. He had to learn the Suryani language. He learned it and spread it. Learning language is very, very important to spread the main basic things of Islam. Inshallah. We will continue the session, Janab Nisar Sahab. It is a wonderful session. It will be very helpful to us, inshallah. Let me thank you on behalf of the Ummah and